Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Fire Guys podcast.
So we're already off to a fantastic start because I didn't even get to do the countdown. Normally I count down from 5 to tell Jenna to unmute. And she just went ahead and started. So
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Fire Guys podcast. I'm Jenna. That's Jack. And we have not recorded in a long time. It's been about a month.
yeah, this is episode 14. And if you guys are wondering where's episode 13, it got taken down.
Oh.
So we are missing episodes 13, and I also got a notification we're now down episode number 2.
Great.
But this is episode 14. Again, welcome back to the Fire and Rice podcast. It's been a minute. We've been a little bit busy.
I'd like to apologize on behalf of the both of us because we haven't filmed because of me.
You've been that's kind of what I wanted to do for today's podcast, was rather than kind of talk a little bit, we'll talk about, the show, Bachelorette, a little bit, but just maybe we should just fill people in on what's been going on in general, because I don't know, part of me thinks that it's always interesting to find out more about people's lives and what's going on, especially considering we took a break without notice. So you've been busy. You've been doing a lot of acting stuff.
Yes.
Is there anything that you can tell the people about? I know there's certain things that are maybe newer that you shouldn't, besides just saying like you're trying to do acting stuff. But is there any old stuff
So
that is like public knowledge?
I've been filming season 2 of Kidding on Showtime with Jim Carrey and Judy Greer. I have yet to meet her, but I met Jim the other day. Very nice and professional man.
Jim Carrey, one of the greats, one of the classics for sure.
Yeah.
What is that experience like though, meeting? I mean, because for me, Jim Carrey is like iconic because he's been in so many movies. But for you, how much of his content, or not content, but history did you know prior to this?
I watched his documentary on Netflix.
Oh, I actually didn't know he had a documentary.
Yeah, it's really good. You should watch it.
What's it called?
I don't remember, but it's really good. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it just talks about his whole life, basically, about acting and how he was super method and how he took it to the very extremes.
Super what?
Huh?
Super, you said method? As in method acting?
Method acting,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so I thought working with him, he was going to be in character, even on breaks, but no, he was normal.
Pretty normal?
Yeah, he just came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Jim. Nice to meet you." And
Wow,
I said, "Hi,
first name
I'm
basis.
Jenna. Nice to meet you."
So I see here it's Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond. Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2017 documentary on Netflix. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Who's Andy? Do you remember?
Another famous person.
Performance artist and comedian Andy Kaufman. Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard of him. Interesting. That's cool.
Yep.
Do you have any funny stories or interesting stories from set? Or has it just been kind of all work?
Oh no.
Little play or
we have a lot of fun on set, I think. I got to meet the other kids in the cast.
right.
So during our breaks we would just sit on our phones and play the game Psych, where
okay. Yeah.
where
I
you
know
have
that
to there's a prompt and you have to put in a fake answer and you have to figure out which one's the real answer. So
Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
So yeah, you've been doing a lot of the acting stuff, and so you've been gone pretty much. Also, there's just been a little bit of I got sick a little bit, and then you got sick.
Yeah.
Want to explain that one?
So,
For those that don't know, she has a plethora of allergies.
Yes.
List them all.
So
what are all your allergies?
I'm allergic to peanuts, rice, soy, oats, sesame seeds, chickpeas, and I believe lentils now.
And so, first of all, it's a very long list of allergies, but what are some of the effects of the allergies? Some of them are more severe than others, right?
Yeah. So
peanuts is the big one.
Oh, we think it's the big one.
Why not so much anymore? Because I remember when you were younger, you had peanuts and like it was extreme allergy to the point of like bodily shutdown.
I mean, yeah, but
What is it now? Do you know?
I
Have
think
they
the
tested?
worst one would have to be when it is food dependent, exercise induced, though.
Okay.
Like if I eat it, it's still pretty bad. But because I had peanut butter recently,
And what did it do to you?
it just hurt my stomach really bad and my tongue.
Whoa.
Like
Okay.
it messed up my taste buds.
So that's different than before. Because when you were like barely 1 year old, you had
I would like break out into hives and stuff.
No, like when you were 1 year old and you had a peanut butter cup, like you broke out into hives and you like physically stopped breathing. Like you
Oh.
physically died.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I physically died like the other night, but like,
right, but okay, so but like this time you like actually. So recently you had something that was lentil based. Okay, so you had lentils, and then you said you went to exercise,
Yeah.
and so you were saying something about the exercise induced stuff. What's
Yeah.
going on with that?
So I would eat this food, and then if I go exercise directly afterwards, then I go into anaphylactic
It causes
shock.
okay.
Yeah.
And what were you feeling? Like what did that? I mean, I saw it, but like I don't think we ever talked about like what it was like for you,
Well,
if you remember any of it.
yeah, I remember. So I was running on the treadmill, and then all I remember thinking was, oh, I just ate too close to working out.
Oh, you felt like
I just
I
felt
feel like
a little
crampy, sick.
Yeah, just a little bit, but
Yeah.
like not too bad. But then I stopped, and then I was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom and like throw up a little bit. So then I threw up, but not that much. It was just a little bit.
So you're like, oh, food.
I was just like
yeah.
a little bit too much food, you know?
Right.
And then I walked out of the bathroom, and then all of a sudden, my eyes felt really itchy. And then I looked in the mirror, and I had like this red mask on. And then
Around the eyes or in the eyes or what?
around the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like my whole face right here started to turn red and
Yeah.
just blotchy. And then I felt like it was getting harder to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So then I ran out to Mom. Luckily, Mom was there because if she wasn't, then I probably wouldn't have made it, to be honest.
True.
But
True.
I went out there and I said, we need to go home. So then she took me home, and then we got home, and then I got out of the car, and everything was moving in slow motion. And then I got in the house, and I was like, and then Dad said it looked really bad, apparently.
I mean, from my
Yeah, what did it look like to you?
to me, it just looked like you were just crying and having like
Oh, really?
It just looked like you were crying and having what do you call it?
I wasn't actually crying,
hyperventilating.
though.
Interesting, because your eyes were extremely watery, and you're like the way you're after you know when you cry, like your face looks like very stuffy.
Yeah.
You looked stuffy, and like it just looked like you were hyperventilating and like crying, but
Oh. Yeah, I wasn't really crying.
didn't look
I
like
was
you
just like having a hard time breathing.
yeah. Well, no, I mean I know.
No, yeah, and then like I started to lose my vision and then my hearing and then
What's that like? Like what when you say you were losing your vision? Was it just going white? Was it going black? Was it out of
was, like,
focus? Because I've
giant
had both
black
cases.
splotches were starting to go like this.
Yeah, and like
I could
obscure
still
your vision.
kind of see, but not really. It was
Yeah.
kind of all pixely, and everything was all shadowy.
yeah.
So yeah, it
Because
was like that.
okay, interesting. I've not had that. I've had instances where I've whited out because I was in high school running track, and then it ended up being a sprained ankle, but I like snapped my ankle and I heard it like everybody on near me heard it like crack, and I thought I broke it, and the pain was just so severe and instant that like I like my eyes rolled back and I like completely whited out.
Oh wow, that's
So everything
weird.
went super bright, and then I just remember waking up on the ground and people were around me, and then I've like blacked out when I got put under for surgery. Like everything just slowly just
Yeah.
like the white was just like this, and then the blackout was like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but I've never seen splotches.
Yeah, mine was just like going like this.
Right, so it made
you
it very
know?
difficult to
Yeah.
see. Interesting.
Exactly. And then I couldn't breathe. And I felt a little warm, you know?
Yeah,
But apparently there were hives all over my body.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I wanted to pass out, but
Yeah,
I knew if I did, I probably wouldn't wake up.
interesting. So that's what happened. So you had you had the allergic reaction. I got a little sick. You've been acting, and in between, I've just been doing whatever. I've been working and streaming and all that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of where we've been. Just wanted to kind of fill people in, just because it's been a while, and then also from my perspective, seeing that our videos keep getting taken down, it's a little bit on the demotivating side for me to want to do the research and do the production part of things. So yeah, it's been about a month since our last upload, so apologies there, but we're gonna try to get back into it. And I think moving forward, at least in terms of the way I want to format the show, is do less of the videos on top and just really try to, either link the videos that we're going to talk about, if anything, and just not really show it, because it does seem as though a lot of our content is being manually reviewed rather than automatically reviewed by a bot or something. So if you guys are still hanging around, we appreciate you. Keep checking out the videos, keep doing what you guys do best, and we'll try to make sure our stuff doesn't get taken down in the future. Because the other part of it too, you have to realize, is that from a production standpoint, if it gets taken down, it's a much longer and more like the processing power of my computer, it gets drained pretty hard by trying to upload it, but like the editing portion of it kind of gets a little bit difficult. So it's a little bit on the yeah, like I said, it's less motivating to try to fix it, and more so just, okay, we put it out, we still have the raw footage, but it's probably just going to be lost forever for now.
Yes.
So let's get into the actual meat of the conversation now.
Okay.
So we've been gone for about
a month.
Right, but I'm saying I think it's about 3 or 4 weeks of Bachelorette episodes. So in case you guys have been trying to keep up with the show through us, my best recommendation is to go check out the Bachelor Fan Take YouTube channel. We'll have it linked in the description. He does extremely funny and insightful reviews of the season, and they're short. They're about 8 to 10 minutes, 12 minutes max. Yep. Maybe. He does a lot of the review, as well as makes it into memes, and also does a lot of detective work in terms of trying to figure out who's going home next, who's going to win, who's going to do, whatever. So definitely recommend, if you want the full recap, check it out. What I want to talk about today is kind of recap aside everything that's kind of gone on at this point, where we're going forward with the show. We're down to 3 people.
Yes.
So again, if you haven't recapped,
and you don't want us to spoil anything,
definitely go to the other channel, watch the videos. We'll give you a little bit of time,
and then
hit pause, and then come back. And that should be enough time.
Okay.
So you should have paused. You should have gone through. Now that we're back, there's 3 people left. We have Peter, we have Tyler, and we have Jed.
Did we talk about the Jed stuff?
We did a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a while back, and it's been going on. So
yeah.
So we talked. Well, okay. We can circle back here. The only thing we covered in terms of the Jed drama was that he had an alleged girlfriend during the time of filming. So what has changed? Because you keep up with this drama stuff more than I do. I'm here to focus on the show.
What has changed? Nothing much. I think Jed has lost more support as weeks have gone by, because at the beginning, I don't know, I was giving him benefit of the doubt, but at this point, I don't know, because
why
he
do you
also
think that
can't.
is? No, but why do you feel that? And what has changed? Because if he hasn't come out and put out a statement himself, why do you think that your support has kind of swayed towards?
I mean,
no doubt.
He went on the show to support his music career with a girlfriend, not thinking that he would fall for Hannah, and just using Hannah in a way to gain fame.
Okay. So, but that's a truthful statement. Now, is that because, okay, so he even acknowledges this in the show, and I believe we even saw that hopefully in the episodes that we covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, he already mentioned in the show that I came onto the show with the initial intent of using it as a platform. So he got out in front of that early. Is it still the idea that he came on to promote himself, or is it the fact that he has the girlfriend?
I think it was the girlfriend thing.
Okay, so the whole music thing
is like kind of fine, you know?
Right.
I mean, everyone's going on a TV show.
Right.
Go on a TV show.
Right.
Not just for love.
Sure.
Like, you know? But I think it's the whole girlfriend thing, because Hannah sent Scott home night 1 because he had a girlfriend back home.
Okay. So what's the difference with Jed?
There is no difference.
Oh, it's because she doesn't know. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind, I see. Well,
I'm saying it's bad.
Right. But so has any news come out that verifies that they were still together at the very start?
He wrote a note.
What does the note say? Because I don't know.
The note and it's in his handwriting, because you know how he like held up the whiteboard in that one baby game.
Yeah.
The writing adds up. That's definitely his handwriting, and he basically says like, this show will make our relationship stronger at the end of this. I love you, and I can't wait to see your face again. Like, heart, Jed. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
So it's like pretty
okay,
bad.
So he was definitely going on, at least.
Like, he knew.
Right. Okay. So what do you think is gonna happen?
And that's why his parents and his sister were concerned when he brought them home, or when he brought Hannah to them.
Right, and they couldn't say anything.
Exactly. They were just kind of like, what's going on here, Jed?
Thought this was music centered. Right, I see. Okay. What do you think is going to happen coming up? Because we have a finale and after the final rose ceremony live show where the guys all get together, which means that whoever isn't picked or is picked or whatever, pretty much everybody at this point will show up, especially these last 3 guys, Tyler, Jed, and Peter, will be there to either discuss the heartbreak or if somebody does win and she does find somebody.
Do you think she will find love?
Well, I think that's a question we can answer in a second. I just want to see, what do you think that Jed is going to be obligated contractually to show up to this last one? Because here's the deal, right? I mean, in the last episode, Luke P showed up. Mm-hmm. Luke got cut, and obviously he has been a major villain in the show in the past few episodes, most of the episodes. And he shows up, and even somebody like Connor mentions like, oh, you know, you're so brave for coming on the show right now because everybody hates you pretty much.
Yeah.
So with all of this drama and all these rumors, do you think Jed will show up?
Yeah. He has to, because they're keeping him under wrap right now. Right. And so he's waiting for this moment to clear his name. But I don't know how he's going to clear his name. Can he?
Exactly. Interesting.
I don't know. Chris Harrison said, there are rumors out there, and we will address them, basically.
Right. Well, we have another rumor that we can bring up in a second. But you had the question of, do you think Hannah ends up with anybody?
Do you personally think she does?
I don't think so. I think she does, and it just somehow doesn't work out.
I also agree.
I don't know how that's gonna happen. Excuse me. I don't know how or what's gonna happen. But I think that she will, you know, she's gonna have somebody at the very end. They're going to, you know, probably either continue dating after the show or possibly even get engaged, and something might happen. There's just been a lot of just based on a lot of interviews and a lot of body language in terms of like you know, I think and
the previews.
The previews are always hard to tell, but
True.
In my opinion, like, we saw her on American Idol, and the season had wrapped by that point. We saw her recently in this last episode at the Men Tell All episode, and just body language wise, there was a lot of
Yeah.
just
Well, there's a difference between when Colton was showing up
Sure.
on the tell-all.
I wanted to
and
mention
then
that too.
Hannah showing up on the tell-all, because you saw Colton. He came out. He was all glowing.
He
He had this new look about him. He looked extremely happy. He really didn't have much to say to the girls, because he was basically like,
sorry.
well, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, something that I took away from his tell all was that yeah, like you said, he was extremely happy, but the way he addressed any of the questions or anything like that, it was just a lot of like, thank you so much, and I really appreciate what you taught me, and I'm really sorry, and I hope the best for you. And like for her, it was like, she didn't get the opportunity necessarily to say that stuff. I mean, she did to Mike, but at the same time, it felt more of a place of like regret, whereas Colton's was a place of just gratitude, like you said, just like thank you for everything you taught me and for being such a great person. And for her, it was like, I'm so sorry that I broke your heart and blah blah blah,
or like, I'm so sorry I let Luke ruin my show.
Right. So there's just a little bit of a difference in body language. Now that could be because they're two different personalities and they handle media differently, but yeah, there's just something about the way that she is right now that leads me to believe that
she does not end up with somebody.
Either nobody wins, somebody wins and it ends, or they continue a relationship post show and then it just ends. It doesn't work out for one reason or another. So we'll see. Definitely would love to hear what you guys think in the comments. If you guys think she ends up with somebody or doesn't at all, and but if you guys have any sort of spoilers, please refrain for a little bit until maybe after the show. But we'll find out very soon, because it's going to be ending pretty much.
And then we'll have to figure out things to talk about.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that I'm looking into as well, things we can talk about. But anyways, we have another, you mentioned, Chris Harrison said there's a lot of rumors. What about the rumors surrounding Peter the pilot? What information, because that broke after our last episode. Like, we haven't had any content around that, so if people aren't aware, what kind of happened there?
People are still team Peter.
Okay.
But basically,
what's the backstory?
Peter's ex-girlfriend came out and said, hey, by the way, Peter broke my heart. He broke up with me 2 days before Christmas to go on the show for Bachelorette. I'm pretty sure he found out he was going on the show and then broke up with me. And that was it.
Okay. Why is it different than between
the Jed
situation?
I think it's different because, one, Peter actually broke up with her. And then, two, I don't know, it just kind of seems a little fishy that this girl's coming out about it now.
Okay.
So far into the competition.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. It feels very late to have. If anything,
it was all the way back in December. Like,
well, regardless of the time frame, it's just weird because I think it came out when he was top 5 or something, or top 6.
Yeah, but still, like,
compared to like
casting allegedly doesn't happen until February.
Yeah. Like
final casting. So he probably thought, oh, I'm gonna apply to the show, or he was still in the very, very beginnings of it. But I don't think it was like, oh, I'm on the show, bye, girl. But also, it's like, even if it was, he knew that he didn't want to be with that girl.
That's what I was about to say as well.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if he, at least he did the service, allegedly, of ending things before going on.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then even if he, it seems a little, I'm trying to play both sides here, where it's like, oh, it hurt because he broke up with me before and then ended up going on this show. But at the end of the day, from Peter's perspective, if he doesn't see it going anywhere and it was just more of a quick fling or something like that, then yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
Also, she has a boyfriend now, so it's like,
right. What's the big deal? It's more, well, the other thing too is I thought I read somewhere or watched somewhere that she's like a model or an aspiring model.
Well,
so it's
everyone on the news keeps saying, model Kaylee Lutz or whatever, and I look her up and she's not like
big,
but
you break some news like this and it could help.
Exactly.
It could help, or
because
it could hurt you.
It helped Jed's ex.
And what does she do?
She's a musician.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's like a little dicey, but
right. I mean, that's always, I think, the case with drama, and that's why there's always a side to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to hear. I don't know if they're gonna bring up the Peter thing. I would be curious, just because it does seem like it's breaking out a bit, but it doesn't seem as
doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Yeah, but we'll see which or what gets discussed.
People are still supporting Peter,
right?
Even with this news out, because they don't see it as big of a deal as Jed.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. When it comes to who's going, okay, so you asked me, but what do you think? Does anybody win? Or
can I say who I think wins?
So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it.
Okay, I think that Jed wins. I think she eliminates Peter next, and it's gonna be Tyler and Jed, and then she's gonna pick Jed. And then I think this news comes out, and then they're gonna have a whole Ari situation where they film their breakup, post relationship, happy engagement.
Sure.
And Hannah breaks off the engagement.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would be definitely for the content. Like that's a huge.
But I hope she goes back to Tyler.
Do you think that that's something that Tyler would be okay with?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see. If anybody wins, I would hope that it's Tyler or Peter. So you're saying you think Peter's gonna go after at the beginning of this episode, because I feel that the beginning of this next episode is most likely gonna be the continuation of
elimination,
the 2 rose ceremony, the 2 rose ceremony. That's okay. So if you think Peter's gone, it leaves Tyler and Jed, and I don't think I have hopes that it's Peter and Tyler.
Yeah, I hope Jed's not even in the question.
But I don't think that's going to be the case. Just solely based on...
Because I'm okay if she ends up with Peter or Tyler.
Right, agreed.
Just not Jed.
Yeah, agreed. Likelihood-wise, I feel that if anything, statistics-wise, for best option, it's Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think he has it over Jed? I don't think so either. There's just something about the way that Jed handled his date, that everything that he said and put her through, she just kind of blew off as no big deal, and like forgave him and like whatever, and like kind of showed that she has true interest. There's a lot of
trust there.
Right. So we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, there was just something about the way that his conversation went and her reaction to it just wasn't, oh, it's fine, it's whatever. Oh, yeah, it's all good.
But I think that she will break up with him.
Oh, yes.
When they get engaged.
Okay.
Because, yeah, she's basically going to say, well, how could I have let Scott go? If
she even remembers his name.
Yeah. I think she... Oh, yeah. Maybe she won't. But yeah. I don't know. It's basically the same situation, just Jed slipped through the cracks.
Do you think that... How do you think the news is going to break? Is it going to be because, I'm sure at this point it's all been done for, so they must have already filmed that. If that scene happens, that post scene will have already been filmed. So do you think it comes from the fact that news is breaking live and then she finds out? Or do you think it's going to be some sort of like Demi situation where she found out and told her? Remember how Demi...
I think that all of a sudden Chris will be like, and then this happened, the thing that everyone's been waiting for, and then it'll cut to several news sources with Bachelorette frontrunner Jed Wyatt has a girlfriend, and it'll show all of those, and then we'll cut to like Hannah and Jed, fighting about it.
Well, that's the thing is, so it's interesting because that would mean that somebody would have had to have been there to be filming at the time. which seems a little schemy because
or kind of stagey.
Right, because
Yeah.
with the Ari situation, it
He
sounds
reached
like
out to
he
them
exactly
and
and said,
said,
"Hey, listen, this
"Hey."
needs to happen." And I mean, then they were like, "Well, we have to film contractually. We have to film."
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm curious if it's going to have a post scene. If it's
Yeah.
gonna feels like I'm talking about like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
If it has a post credit scene, if they
Or
have like a
maybe they'll have that one where they'll bring them back to the mansion and they'll set it up like Chris is interviewing them, on a couch. Hannah on that side, Jed also on that side. They're talking about their relationship. Kind of like that one split between that really bad bachelor and that one bachelorette contestant. I don't know. But I don't know if you know what I'm talking
the
about.
one from Paradise.
No.
Oh,
It's like a really long time ago.
oh,
And they'd have a post interview talking about their split.
oh. Okay, because there was one where they did a post show in for Paradise,
Mm-hmm.
the most recent one, where there was a couple that left Paradise together,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of just like a Paradise recap, and they come to the seat together, and one's really happy and one's not, and you can tell, and he like breaks up with her live on the post Paradise after the Paradise Rose thing kind of show, and like she had no idea.
Oh,
and it was just like,
no.
so it was like it wasn't just as bad as
Wait,
the Ari.
who?
It was Annalise and I forget this guy's name.
That's fine.
He had some like
That's really
I forget his
sad.
name. Yeah. It was like very, and it sucks because she was like a very hopeless romantic type where she was just like super
Yeah.
happy that somebody even liked her on Paradise, and like she was just happy to be with somebody, and then like she was just like holding his hand on the couch and like super smiling. He was just like,
Oh.
and like something felt wrong, and then finally he was just like, yeah, I just don't think it's gonna work out. And then she just like got super sad. Like it was just depressing to watch.
Oh, man.
It wasn't as bad as the Ari one because that was like more committed, but like this was just like
But that's like even worse, I think.
because it was like live, and she had,
and she had no idea. Like, that's
so
Ooh, that's really morally wrong.
I don't remember his name. It was some like, I don't know.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah, we'll have to see. But speaking of, Paradise is coming up, so I mean, see, here's the thing: is that's a potential topic we could cover.
Yeah, perfect.
So I mean, we have something, but Paradise, for those that don't know, is definitely a series, like a little mini series, spin-off series where previous contestants just have a summer vacation and they all meet up and try to find their partner.
Yep.
Definitely going to be an interesting season. A lot of fan favorites, some notably from this most recent season. John Paul Jones, Cam will be there.
Dylan.
Yep. And then from recent ones, I'm looking at Blake from Becca's season. I'm looking at Dean, and we have Hannah G.
Did we say Connor?
Connor? No, I didn't mention Connor. Who are some other names? Wills.
Mike will be there.
Oh, Mike. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, on the trailer, I saw that.
Oh, he was holding hands with Kaylin.
Yeah.
It's like conflict of interest.
It's interesting. Oh, I see what you mean.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. It looks to be very drama filled, as it always should be. Paradise gets very heated. It's a hot summer beach with a lot of alcohol, so it's just very rowdy out there.
It's better than the Bachelorette and Bachelor
Agreed.
normal format because there's no one lead.
Right.
And it's kind of just like a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all, truly,
and,
which makes things very interesting.
There's more drama. And it feels as though it's better because people can be friends.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about,
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah. Definitely going to be excited to watch that. I'm always excited to watch Paradise. Now, something that I want to kind of touch on is the thought of who the next Bachelor will be?
I think Mike is in the running.
Okay.
But if not Mike, or if Tyler doesn't end up with Hannah, then I think it's going to be Tyler.
Yeah, I think I would like to see Tyler.
I want Tyler, yeah.
I think I would like to see Tyler.
Or if JPJ doesn't end up with anybody, I think people are starting to root for him for Bachelor.
I don't know how he could do. But then again, we said the same thing
about Hannah, and she had the best season ever.
True. We'll have to see how he does on Paradise, because I just feel like he didn't get much time on The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if his personality shines, and I'm sure
people
he could.
are really excited to watch him.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets good, edits and good screen time, quality screen time, I mean, yeah, why not John Paul Jones?
Yeah.
He'd be fun to be an interesting character to learn more about, for sure. We'll see. I don't know. So far, it does feel like a lot of people are saying Mike will be Bachelor. I don't know. For me, I just can't. I just don't.
Yeah, you say what you have to say, and then I'll follow.
I just feel like, from what I had seen, I do think he's a good guy, and he was one of my front runners at the beginning.
But
as the season moved forward, I just saw a lot of
red flags.
Not red flags, maybe red flags, but just things that could be possible turnoffs from a lead perspective of just being very, I know he was just trying to stand up for Hannah a lot, but it came across as a little bit alpha and a little bit, but not to the extent of Luke, obviously, but just there was a lot of conflict surrounding him, and he was just always there to contest other people.
I also think he was a little bit acty. It kind of felt like he was acting a little bit at certain times.
Yeah.
I've also heard from separate interviews that, he puts on a bit of a show, and he's allegedly said some things that aren't okay for TV, but Bachelor franchise has shoved it under the rug because they're setting him up to be next Bachelor.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that, at the end of the day, he's still, I'm sure, a good guy, and definitely I liked him a lot just from obviously first appearance. He does look like he's very well kept.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a really great person. It's just there's something that's keeping me from trusting him a little bit. I gotta keep my guard up with that guy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because people were saying the same thing about Tyler, but for some reason, I really trust Tyler. But with Mike, there's just something that I just don't completely trust.
I don't know. It's weird because I remember I wrote down in my notebook night one that we were watching the premiere, and I was just like, oh, Mike's a good guy. Mike's a really good guy. He's all about his family. He's all about all this and that, and I was super for Mike, but there were certain, it wasn't even
just certain instances throughout the show that just made me tilt my head a little bit, gotta question him a little bit.
Yeah, I think for me it's just the way that I saw. Now don't get me wrong, it's the way he was interacting with certain guys in the house when they would be kind of, I'm thinking of occasions with Cam, and I'm thinking of occasions with Luke. Sure, they were
versus his time with Hannah.
Yeah,
and then it was a complete switch up.
Right. Whereas, so for example, they were the villain, but just the way he approached other guys just didn't seem as friendly as, it's like you said, there's a little bit of an act when he would hang out with Hannah.
With Hannah, he would try to come across as this really sweet, gentle giant that wouldn't even hurt a fly.
Yeah.
But then with the guys, it's I will murder all the flies.
Yeah, it was.
I have to.
It was just there
wasn't
I'm the biggest.
The gentle,
Exactly. It was very aggressive, and sometimes just those small details can kind of give you a little bit of insight to who somebody really is. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that sometimes I just get overly angry, and sometimes it's
Or, for example, in front of certain people, you will be... I almost disconnected this.
Okay.
But in front of certain people, you will not put on an act, but you'll act a little bit differently. But you're still you.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I was watching him interact with Hannah, I just saw a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of scared me a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, and then like you were saying, like you look at somebody like Tyler, and no matter what, no matter who he was talking to, sure they had issues like with Luke and stuff, but like at least it was still of the same
It was
vibe.
still
It was the still Tyler.
yeah.
It was just like the yo, dude, yo, man,
He's still
chill,
very
like,
chill,
like, dude, relax, like, yo, man, and
He's
like
got
that's
a
the way he,
5'8" villain.
yeah, and like that's
He's like,
just the
"Don't
way,
worry, Hannah, I got you."
yeah, and that's just the way he is all the time. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, like Mike is an option, but he's just not the front person to be Bachelor for me.
For me. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I think if Tyler doesn't win and whatever, then I think he's probably the next person. Why do you not say Peter though?
I don't know. We just don't know that much about Peter, to be honest.
Sure.
He's really nice. He's really boyish. He says like a lot, like Hannah does.
Well, he's a California boy.
A little valley boy, you know.
Got a lot of money.
But they haven't really shown a lot of depth with him, to be
Sure.
honest. With Tyler, we've seen him struggle a little bit, you know, with Hannah challenging him in that sense, and we've seen the way that he's carried her throughout the whole show.
Sure.
And like Peter's been nice, but he's just like nice, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
we haven't seen a lot of layers from him.
Do you think so? There's always a lot of people on Paradise that just randomly show up. Do you think Peter could be
Yes.
on Paradise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he would fit in to that.
What about like Tyler? Do you ever see a first runner-up go to Paradise? Wait, Hannah?
Go keep talking.
Hannah G, right? She was on Colton season and she was... Oh, would you consider her first runner-up?
Why?
Well, I mean,
There's two runner-ups.
I know that,
They're
but
tied.
would you Okay, so you would consider Tasha and Hannah G first runner-up?
Yeah.
Okay.
In that scenario.
So they went to Paradise and it was fine. But like they also had a larger gap between...
You mean they're going? We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but it's already been filmed.
No, I know, but I'm saying like from a viewer standpoint, they're going. We haven't seen it.
Yeah, but like I'm saying there was a larger time gap for them to get over Colton in order to be ready for a new relationship and Paradise.
Yeah.
Whereas going from Hannah's season, you're fresh from the relationship.
Right. So we have to think of it from after Becca's season. No, none of the top 4 went. Colton, in fact, was a number 5. He was a top 5. He ended before Fantasy Week. So
okay.
He was top 5, top 6. He was tied 5th, 6th.
Yeah.
And then he showed up.
Okay.
And that was 0 time in between.
And he was a mess.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, do you think Tyler or...
I actually don't think so then. I doubt it.
Yeah.
There'd be too much yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not then.
You know what? I don't think he went to Paradise.
Who?
Tyler.
Why?
Because from interviews I've seen, or like Demi, you know, they were asking her, who would you want Hannah to end up with? And she said, I would say Tyler, but I want Tyler for myself. But the way she was talking about Tyler was as if she had never met Tyler.
Okay.
And obviously she would have met him
In Paradise.
had he been in Paradise.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see.
Yep.
I mean, you know, they could always throw a curveball and we'll never know.
True.
But yeah, Paradise is something that's always really fun to watch. So we'll see what's going to go on with that.
Yeah.
And again, if you haven't, you know, if you're curious, I definitely think you should check out the Bachelor fan take on the Paradise trailer, because it's pretty interesting and there's a lot of detective work going on. And yeah.
I just thought of another thing.
Okay.
Your grass has grown since the last episode.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at
the last episode. I was like, and he shaved his head.
Yeah.
But now you got a
little bit of height.
A little bit of height.
Yeah, so
Truly does look like
in
grass.
about a month it's grown out a lot, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot.
Interesting. I don't know.
Random fact.
No, it's fine. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my hair.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm gonna shave it again. I don't think
Oh.
I'm gonna shave it again.
I don't think so.
But I don't know how it like.
But it
It's
just-
not growing out in a way that I can style
Well,
it
because
yet.
you didn't part it.
Well, no, I don't want to style it to the side like I used to. I don't know how it's gonna grow out from the top though. Now it's becoming more of a faux hawk.
I was gonna say maybe it can just like go up and up and up and then like back
All back
or like forward.
or forward. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just waiting for it to grow.
Or you can part it in the side.
In the
or like in the middle, you know?
No,
grow it
no,
up
no.
And then
I'm definitely not
like
going.
a spout.
No, no.
It's in nowadays, you know. The middle part for men.
That's definitely not gonna be my haircut.
Oh, okay.
No.
You know, like a bowl cut.
Do I want a bowl cut? No. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep it growing out as high as possible until it falls.
You look like Dad.
I do?
Yes.
With this haircut.
Yes.
Why? His hair's short.
Oh.
His hair is like very short.
Yeah, but you made your lineup the same.
No, but he doesn't get one.
Exactly.
He doesn't get the lineup.
Yeah, well.
Get the fresh fade and the lineup. You can actually see it in the camera. I actually have a spot where I'm not tan because this is where some hair used to be, and they lined it up and cut it off. You can see the mist tan.
It's like or you're fixing it.
Kind of have to.
Oh, I see it.
Kind of have to.
Yeah.
What do you guys think I should do with my hair, huh? Should I just grow it out? Should I put it in a bun?
Permit.
Permit?
Permit.
Oh, perm it.
Permit.
I thought you were saying like permit.
Permit.
How would I permit?
You grow it out.
Like
and then you part it in the middle and then you permit.
No, I would want to permit into like the curly hip Asian thing that people are doing nowadays.
That's what I mean. Permit.
You said split it down the middle. That's completely different.
I thought that's how they do it.
No, I said the curly like.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you're saying split it down the center.
Is that not the same thing?
As doing the curly hair? No. No, they do perm it. But you're saying to perm it down the center.
What?
That's what you just said. Run it back, run the tape back. Everybody rewind. She said perm it down the center. I'm saying to perm it down the curlies.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god. Well,
I think we mean the same thing though.
I don't think so. What else is going on soon? So the other thing that we have is a vacation
Yes.
coming up. So we have,
which I don't even know if I'm gonna get to go on.
Yeah,
and it's for my birthday.
Yeah, we're going on a Jenna birthday vacation to Disney World, and she might not even be able to go.
Yeah.
Due to work purposes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's fine.
It's fine. This is my first time going Disney World. So, what should I look out for?
Everything.
What should I expect?
You should expect walking into a world that you recognize but don't. Like if you go to Magic Kingdom, it'll be like Disneyland that you dream of. You know when you dream about Disneyland, but it's not quite Disneyland?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Just for a quick couple hours.
That's fun.
So I'll have to remember. I was going to say memorize, but I was like, I already memorized, but like just take it all in.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited if I get to go.
We'll see. I wonder if and when we'll be able to announce what else you're working on.
I know.
But we'll see.
Because I'm like, literally, guys, I'm this close to
and
having
you jinxed it.
Like, I know.
And now it's on tape in the internet, and now you've jinxed it.
Exactly. But like,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As soon as I find out, like,
does that?
But even then, if I find out, I don't know if I'm allowed to really speak on it because I don't know if the lead person on it wants it announced.
Oh, sure. No, I mean we're not gonna. Yeah.
She's kind of wanting to, I think, keep it a mystery for a while.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see. That's cool though. Yeah. What else is going on in the world?
I think I can say this.
No, don't. I feel like I know already that you shouldn't say anything. I'm just saying you have a lot of work coming up, which is the only thing I wanted to bring up about that was how much
Well, no,
I'm just no, stop. Don't talk.
No, Jack.
No.
I think I can do this.
No, don't say anything at all. No, don't say it. The only thing I wanted to bring up with this was the question of how many more weeks without filming another episode are we gonna go once, if and when and if you get another job?
Well, because then I'll be filming 2 jobs at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be difficult for us to film, and so hopefully we can.
I think we'll find time.
This is a rhetorical question.
This is rhetorical.
This wasn't a question.
This is hypothetical.
No, I'm just saying, like, this wasn't a question where I'm asking for, like,
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Just like, anyways. Yeah. Well, this episode's been all over the place.
I was gonna.
No, don't say it.
But I like.
Cut the topic.
I.
No, we're going on to no topic here. No more. We're almost over time. We were able to fill 51 minutes without a single video.
Oh.
And only barely scratching the surface of Bachelorette. I mean, I felt like we talked about a lot.
Uh-huh.
So it's an interesting first episode back. I think that's where we'll cut it for today. Sit back. Do not worry about leaking any information. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you guys staying tuned, even though we've been missing. Hopefully that give you a little bit of insight into what we've been up to and where we've been, and hopefully we can continue putting out more episodes again in the future. It's been a good time. I actually enjoyed doing this episode. So again, if you have anything that you guys want us to talk about in the future, please put it in the comments. Like this video if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow us on our personal socials, as well as the podcast socials at Fire Rice Podcast on Twitter and at Fire and Rice Podcast on Instagram. We will see you guys next time. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Deuces.
Peace.
Oh.
Peace.
It's deuces.
Deuces.